Okay, get your hashtags up. It's that time where we travel through the decades to celebrate films released this week in the world of cinema.
Yes, we're going back 20 years and 30 years this week, AJ, because 20 years old. What I always thought was your favorite movie until we did that 2 years ago and you proved me wrong. 20 years old is Kill Bill Volume 1.
So, bit of a spoiler. I can't remember what it was, but something came up and I knew this was coming. I couldn't remember what week, but I knew it was coming. And honestly, never have I felt older because there are certain things you can go back 30 years, you can go back 10 years, and oh my God, did that happen? Something like Kill Bill, which has been near and dear to me for the longest time. And I remember, I always say The Matrix is a gone era, but Kill Bill just still felt it doesn't have to age. As long as you've shot it correctly, it doesn't have to age. There's not that much CG in it and stuff like that to make you feel, oh, that's a dated year. I'm now here going, one of my favorites, I think it's at number 2 in the AJ Pantheon of favorite films, is 20 years old. I remember, I think I was on a bus at the time and I sat back and I went, where has the time gone? Where has the time gone? For anyone not familiar with it, it's the story of a female assassin who was part of a major team, and they betrayed her at her wedding and left her for dead. She's now woken up and she's on a quest for revenge, and she's going to get all of them, including Bill. Hence, Kill Bill. What a story! It's Uma Thurman at her absolute best, as far as I'm concerned. And people can have their other things and say whatever they want, but this is the one for me for Uma Thurman. I just love absolutely everything about it. I know it has to be a bit of a cosign if it has to be in GOAT status. For me, it definitely is GOAT status. But if it doesn't qualify for that, it definitely gets the 2 thumbs up. Bring it out, yeah. Because yes, this to me is like the other side of Tarantino. You got the quirk, but it's still. Yeah, I just love it. There's no two sides of it. Yes, you got your Pulp Fiction side, and then you got your action side of Tarantino. I love what he delivered in this part 1, part 2. Give it all to me. The whole bloody saga, I believe it's called. Yeah, but yeah, GOAT status for me all day long.
Yeah, this is very much Tarantino because Tarantino, if you've read his autobiography, Shooting from the Hip, which if you haven't, I thoroughly recommend it. Great book. He talks a lot about his cinema influences and how he liked the old Sonny Chiba movies and the old China police dramas and the Hong Kong kung fu movies and the Japanese samurai movies. This is very much kind of a love letter to all of that, especially part 1. Doing things like putting Hattori Hanzo in there, who was a real person. This isn't a Tarantino invention. Hattori Hanzo was real. He was a swordsmith. And to put things like that in the movie was just like, well done. And who played Hattori Hanzo? Sonny Chiba. I was like, well done. Like, okay, we've gone quite deep here with our love for the Far East here. I respect that. And the story's engaging. It's got witty dialogue. It's got very memorable dialogue. Not infinitely quotable, the likes of Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, but memorable. Wiggle your big toe. Things like that. It's got larger than life characters, which you need. Oren Ishii, I think, is one of the great modern villains. I think she's the best of the Deadly Viper assassination gang by far. Yeah, I love this film. It's not quite GOAT for me, but it does get 2 thumbs up.
Oh, when you go back to Oren Ishii, sorry, just to quote that line, the quotable line. If anybody would like to bring up my mixed heritage once again, now's the time. Oh, chills just remembering it. Oh, love it.
I know she's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And 30 years old, AJ. This made me feel this. Wow. 'Tis the season, nearly. But it's definitely the season to be creeped out because AJ, 30 years old, is The Nightmare Before Christmas. What a wonderful, wonderful movie. An inventive take on the various seasons, although we only ever see 2 of them, which are obviously Christmas and Halloween. Brilliant songs, wonderful stop motion animation, really, really good voice acting, a memorable villain in Oogie Boogie. Jack Skellington isn't even really a hero. He's kind of an antagonist, and you just happen to be along for the ride for him. Like, I wouldn't say Jack is a good person. His whole premise is, I found Christmas Town. Now I'm going to steal Christmas and make it spooky and scare the crap out of kids on Christmas instead of Halloween. Like, yeah. And then they kidnap Santa, and there's a whole thing. It's fantastic. It's a really well-made, tight, beautifully animated short story. Again, not is it GOAT? It's not quite GOAT, but it is 2 thumbs up for me, definitely.
I'm going to agree with you. I was very, very late. Silver Screen Dudes had started when I saw this for the first time, and
Oh wow.
it didn't appeal to me, funny enough, when I first heard of it. But the love you had for it, my sister's boyfriend has a lot of love for it, and I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. Like, what is this really about? Let me go a bit deeper. And the concept is something I'm really interested in as well, you know, seeing that each town represents the different holidays and visiting it, stuff like that. And, you know, it has scope for sequels to visit the other towns. In a way, there's something to be visited in that. But what I did see after, I was really impressed by it. And it's not the kind of musical I'd overly endorse, but I still love it. Like, the songs don't stick with me like other musicals have, but the story and the delivery, that I do. And for that, it also does get 2 thumbs up for me, because it's something I would highly recommend to be seen by anyone who hasn't seen it. It's not something you can let go by. I feel if you appreciate film and you like different concepts, this is definitely something to endorse.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So with that, guys, we're going to wrap the show there. And the show, as you've seen, is a lot shorter because we're trying to bring you more than 1 show a week now. We're aiming for 2, maybe 3 news shows. Throwback Thursday is going to be a thing of the past. We're just going to focus on the one movie each week, irrespective. We'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Doesn't matter. We're going to focus on one classic movie every week. We'll do a joint review together. It'll be a bit more in-depth than what Throwback Thursday has been up until now. So, you know, it really gives you a chance to grind your teeth on hopefully some classic movies that you haven't seen. And if you have seen them, you can reminisce with us. So the news show will be shorter. Throwback Thursday will be shorter. There'll be a lot more shorts coming out. There'll be some trailer reactions coming in, starting probably in 2024 after the Christmas period. There's a lot of fresh stuff happening on the channel. We have slowed down a bit in our growth, but if you do like movies, tell a friend to tell a friend, and do hit the subscribe button. And please bring some other movie fans along to the channel. We'd love to see you here.
That's the one. Okay, guys, again, it is just spread the word, and we will catch you in the week. Next week, it's all building. Just keep at it. Just make sure that the notification bell is on. That's the main thing. So as the content drops, you'll be in it, and that's what it's all about. So until the next time, I am the one AJ Anthony Jordan.
I'm Nicolero, and we will see you guys on the next news show right here on the Silver Screen Dudes. Bye, guys.